What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Me, my old man in a movie, and today we're going to be reviewing the film Joker: Folie à Deux. Here we go. Before we do, I'd like to read a brief synopsis of the film. Struggling with his dual identity, failed comedian Arthur Fleck meets the love of his life, Harley Quinn, while incarcerated at Arkham State Hospital. Oh, man.
What did you think?
I really wanted to like it.
You
I
sound
really
like me. I wanted to like it.
It was like, we'll get into it, but it was just really,
This
it
is first
disappointed
take.
me. It disappointed me. It really did.
Yeah. I mean, you said you wanted to like it. I wanted this to prove the critics and audience wrong. I mean, obviously, this thing's in the 30s, right?
On like Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. And I was like, no, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. So I wanted to walk in here. I told you I was excited to come see this.
Mm-hmm.
Loved the first one. I thought it was just such a great write and directing as far as character development. Like, it was just
100%.
It was a like a textbook on how to develop a character.
Mm-hmm.
But we got into this, and when it opened with the cartoon, I was like, and that dragged on, that opening cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. I knew I was in trouble then. All right, so that's first take. Let's hit these categories.
Acting and characters. I thought the acting was phenomenal. I thought it was great. Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, they both did a great job. Joaquin lost so much weight for this.
Yeah.
One of the opening scenes shows him like with his shirt off, and he's like all bony and stuff. It's
crazy.
Really like
in the first film he had that, but this was like even more.
Yeah, it felt like he lost even more weight for it. And his laugh, Joaquin Phoenix's laugh, it's like spot on for what I would think with Joker.
Yeah, the thing about it for me is like he did more of it in the first film than this film. So I feel like this didn't add anything in terms of his character. And Gaga to me is like, she's okay. She's not stellar in my mind. I'll tell you who I like, the guard at the prison. He had the accent, the Irish accent or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, the main guard? I thought he was entertaining. They had a couple characters from the other one that had come back, and I thought they were, I liked those characters. But yeah, I mean, it was okay.
Gave it a 9. 9 clowns.
7 clowns. And that's, we'll see.
Yeah.
7 clowns, okay.
Direction. There were a lot of like one shots, where they don't cut. Well, they probably do cut, but they make it look like they don't cut. And they're just kind of moving through different places, and they don't cut. And it's all kind of happening in one shot. I thought that was great. There were a lot of dark scenes and a lot of like really well shot, real centered up scenes, and there were a lot where they played off of like monitors and TVs, and they played off reflections and stuff that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
There was one where the makeup on the
oh, I love that. That was in the trailer though.
Was it?
At the very end of the trailer.
He puts his mouth up against it.
I thought that was
when he's doing the visitation at the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the deal. All right, so this is written and directed by Todd Phillips, right? So I'm going to kind of pull some of this together. Let's just cut to it. This is a musical.
Oh yeah,
right.
100%. This is a musical.
I thought at the beginning, because it kind of builds in, like there's not a lot of musical elements at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where they just go into songs. So I thought, oh, okay, this isn't really a musical. People just called it a musical, but this is different. Like they're kind of using song, but it's not in the same way. And then it goes straight out musical.
Oh yeah, it's not even a question.
And what I thought is, and I'm putting this under directed, I want a director's cut of this movie where they take out all the songs.
I'm telling you, there were so many times where the music broke the tension. And I wanted, because there were so many times where the music was like, at points in the film where I wanted just to watch him answer. Yeah, I was in. And then the song, I was like, I'm out.
I wrote that. Like the music kept pulling me out.
It kept breaking the tension, and it kept just completely ruining moments.
I didn't feel like it added anything. Musicals that I like add, the music tells part of a story that you don't get through the dialogue. So it furthers the story. This was just like music. I mean, I guess I get where he was trying to. I don't know.
He was trying to take it like, I think, where Joker, he can't say what he wants to say.
So this is him and
his way of doing it. I think that's a cheap way to just try to be different, be a different film.
I didn't like it.
And
I didn't like it. I mean, nobody liked it.
Yeah.
You know, but like, so I just think about that director's cut though. Like a director's cut is usually a longer version of the film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, give me well, of course we know the director gave us his cut. This was the long version of the film, but
Mm-hmm.
like a cut of this film where you take out the music and you just have those elements. The problem is those scenes, like you said, were interrupted
Mm-hmm.
by music to where everything was cut short. All the intense scenes
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, oh, this is going somewhere, was cut short because they broke song. I'm so mad
Mm-hmm.
at this part of the film. It kept pulling me in and then letting me down over and over and over with each song. I gave it a 4, and that's generous. I think I'm cutting it to a 3 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
See, you had
Yeah.
it. You had
So
direction was the reason. I didn't have music under direction. I actually had music under writing.
Well, but I guess because he directed, wrote it, like he was so instrumental in all of this. This was his project and his fault.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at that interview as soon as we were walking out of the theater on Variety of where he like totally stuck it to DC and said, I don't want to be part of, you know, he just kind of did this without any consultation, any mind of, you know, canon or anything like, and it's just, it shows, and it's just, it was, so I'm just, I'm mad.
So
what are you movie? What are you?
You had it under direction, so I'll just take it. I had direction at 8. I'll take it down to a 6 because
I'm pulling him down.
Yeah.
All right, so here
I
we
hated
go.
the music.
Writing.
I felt like we were always like wondering what was in his head and what wasn't in his head. Like he kind of.
Yeah, more than the first film.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
A lot of this film was like took it off into where in his head, in his imagination.
In his head. And I was like, it's all right. It was like, but a lot of it was music, and I didn't like the music pieces of it. And a lot of it felt like there were these strong moments, and then all of a sudden it would cut away, and it would just go into some random location, do some random song, and it completely destroyed the moment.
Yeah.
And so I hated it.
I thought there were a couple. I thought I was going to say in the prison, there were a couple things in the prison that I liked, but I thought the courtroom, except for when they would go into song, was strong, except for the scene where he's kind of defending himself and he's talking to one of the witnesses and he's like playing this part, he's acting this character, and then he'd go into his own voice and then he'd come back and go,
that was
you know
weird.
what I mean?
That was
it was
weird.
just an odd scene,
Really weird.
And I'm like, it almost like you'd think it was good acting because he's kind of going back and forth between two things, but it almost looked like bad acting. Like it was just like, this is like, I wanted him. You came back because you wanted the Joker from the first movie and you didn't get that guy.
Yeah.
Like there were moments and then they just wouldn't stay there. And so, like I gave it a 6. I gave it 4 again, but I'm going to cut it down to a 3 again. I'm just so mad. So mad.
I'm staying at a 6.
Cinematography and sound effects.
Now, this was good. The cinematography and special effects, it was very dark. There were a lot of like lamps, lighting, keeping the scene really dim. And I thought that they did an amazing job with that and kind of setting the mood for the film. I really liked that.
I did. There were a couple of the musical pieces that I thought were shot well. The rooftop scene where they're dancing up there, the Harley and Joker show, which is in the, they show that in the trailer, but like the lighting for that was, and the costuming and everything, all of it was really good. It's just, they were singing and I didn't want to hear singing at that point in the film. So I gave it an 8 because I thought it was 8. It looked
Gave it an
good. 8. Music and sound.
So the only thing about this that I really liked music-wise was the violin that they had going on, the main theme of Joker.
Yeah.
That I thought was really strong. It really was like a dark, just really brought you in kind of soundtrack. Obviously the music I hated, but the soundtrack was really strong. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same place. Love the score. But again, I got more of it in the first film than I got in the second film, so I'll just go watch the first film if I want that. But then, yes, the musical, no, not good, not good. So I gave it a 7. 6. I'm going down to a 5 because it's half and half. I'm torn between the score and the music, and so I'm going to meet in the middle in 5. I'm going to say 7. So all right, overall, I say overall 6.2.
Okay, so overall was a 5.8, but I brought a few
You brought
scores
everything
down.
So you're like
so I'm on a 5.5. I'm just gonna give it a 5.0. 5.0. 5.0, baby. This just was.
Yeah, 6.2 is where I have it.
So mad.
Yeah,
okay,
it was bad.
so would you recommend this?
No.
Would not recommend this.
No.
I wouldn't. I will.
And clearly, no one recommended it.
I will never go. I will never watch this film again. I will never watch this film again.
I'd rather watch the first one any day.
This is just so disappointing. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at this guy. What was this Phillips guy doing? This Todd guy? No.
I don't know. That was bad.
Yeah. All right. I do have a few things. Well, I got a few spoilers that I want to cover. So we're gonna go into that.
If you haven't seen the film, which I'm betting you haven't because no one saw the film,
and maybe you just want to watch it on through because you don't care about this, but you're gonna hear some things that you don't want to hear if you're gonna go see it.
Yeah.
Because you want to be disappointed all on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
Yeah. So first of all, we're just gonna cut to it. They killed him at the end. I can't even believe they did that. That was the dumbest decision of any film I've seen in my life.
It's almost like the director wanted it to fail. It's almost, because obviously he's not thinking a third movie.
No,
right?
He's not. Clearly,
he's
not.
So then he's like, heck with it all. I'm just going to kill out my character so nobody can do anything with this guy ever again. And he's done.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, whatever his name is, as the Joker is done. I can't even believe he agreed to do this film.
Yeah, that's so dumb. I can't.
Why did he agree to do this film? Because his character is now done. You can't bring him into any of the bad. He doesn't want to be a part of the DC, is what my understanding of Todd Phillips. But I don't know. The only thing that was. I was waiting for a breakout because I remember I watched the old show back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and I always remember the Joker getting out of prison. Mm-hmm. And so when it blows up at the end and he escapes, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. This is that was the one moment that felt kind of like nostalgic for me. Mm-hmm. And then he goes and gets himself thrown back in jail.
I know.
The love thing I didn't get. He felt like he seemed like a pawn in her game. I didn't like that. I wanted a stronger Joker character. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was dumb. It's just straight up dumb.
It felt like I felt deceived. All the scenes that were in his mind were in the trailer, and you think, and there wasn't even that moment. At the in the trailer
when they're dancing down the stairs, that's not in it.
Never happens.
Never in it.
And that's
and when when Lady Gaga's character, when she's in the elevator and she's smiling like the first Joker where he did that wasn't in the film either. He had so many shots that weren't in the film.
So again, it was it was a bait and switch. Mm-hmm. And I'm so I don't ever want to see this guy's films again. I really I don't wish him ill. But it's bro, you just ruined. You may have ruined your. People have a short memory, but temporarily you kind of ruined your career. You've alienated a lot of people, and he doesn't even seem. I don't know what the goal was behind it. I don't know. It's just I can't make sense of this.
The only one positive thing I can say about the writing was when he at the very end when he says knock knock.
Yeah.
Who's there? Arthur Fleck. Arthur Fleck. Who? I thought that was cool.
That was powerful.
I thought that was really good.
But at the same time, by becoming himself again, and I get it, there's an angle there. He abandons the whole Joker thing, and I guess at that point he didn't need to kill himself at the end, die in the end. He just that was the end. He the Joker died in that moment. Yeah. As she walks out of the courthouse.
Yeah.
Right, the courtroom. It was over at that point. You knew there wasn't going to be more because he wasn't the Joker anymore.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what Todd Phillips wanted. Maybe this is so in that case, good on him for sticking to his convictions. Mm-hmm. But this isn't what anybody else wanted. This certainly isn't what an audience wanted. So if you wanted to do this, don't do it as a commercial piece. Do it as your own project that you just watch in the privacy of your own home. But this is not for an audience. This is not. Nobody wanted this. Nobody wanted this. So. Yeah, I don't know. If this is what he wanted, good for him. But if I said it, Well, nobody else wanted it. I'm just done. I'm done with you. I'm done with all of it. I'm ready to move on to the next film. It's over. I'm done.
Yeah.
I got nothing else. What's next?
Smile 2?
No, well, I think we had a couple before.
Well,
that.
yeah, Monster Summer.
Still got Monster Summer
and Whitebird.
Still got Whitebird. So those are coming.
Mm-hmm.
They can't disappoint as much as this.
No, they better not.